Well, it's Sunday afternoon, May 20th, and I decided to go and get the grain drill from out from under the shelter where it spent the winter. I need to service it, grease it, get the spider webs out of it. I cleaned it out before I put it up, so I'm not really going to have that big of an aggravation with it. But I got to change it back. I want to go back to 14-inch rows. Last year I planted on 7-inch rows, so I took the cardboard and the duct tape out of the drops. I had them on every other drop, and I got to put them back in. I got to thinking about it. I said it takes a little while to do all that, so I decided I'd go ahead and get on it, get it done this afternoon. That solid blanket of cloud cover has broken up. Got some blue skies for the first time in 3 days. Sun's come out, humidity shot sky high. Fortunately, the temperature is still low. It's about 77 degrees. Not bad at all. This is over here on the back side of the farm. That's that 6-acre field. It's got a little stand of water hemp right across there. And still a bunch of that volunteer wheat coming back from last year's wheat crop on it. But it's way too wet in there to even think about trying to get in there and get started working that field up for planting. I poured 4 inches of water out of the rain gauge this morning. That was accumulative for the last 3 days. They changed the forecast. They had scattered storms for this afternoon, but they've changed that. Doppler radar looks pretty clear. So I thought I'd get out here and get some of this miscellaneous prep work done. I want to try to remember to fill up both tractors full of fuel, so that'll get my storage tank down where I can go haul and bring some more fuel in. Saw my first snake of the year this morning. Walked up on him. It was a black snake. I haven't been able to mow grass in a while, so it's all out of control. He was curled up in the grass. Walked up on him thinking it was a piece of trash to pick up. Fortunately, I identified it before I reached down and went to pick him up. I got a pitchfork and picked him up. Carried him over here in this forest and threw him out here in the forest, and I told him, I said, that's your one chance. I don't like snakes. I don't care if you are a harmless black snake. I don't like you. You stay down here in the forest, you have a long, happy, nice life. But if you come back up here around me and I see you again, I'm going to kill you. I fully believe in the fact that God gave me dominion over the animals of this earth. So I'm positive that snake understands, and I won't see him again. I really don't want to kill him, but I don't like snakes. Well, we're back. That's an aggravating design right there. To set the parking brake, you got to pull that thing. Press down on that and pull that to set it and lock it. I bet somebody was real proud of themselves when they came up with that. I wonder how many times they actually sat in this seat and held that pedal down and reached down and grabbed that and pulled it to see how much fun it was going to be. It ain't fun. But it's what they came up with, so it's what we got. Oh. Let me show y'all what I was talking about with these drops. Spiders all over this thing. I'm going to sweep spider webs off of it. Okay. 8200 John Deere grain drill. Alright, what kind of creature is going to jump up out of here at me? Oh, good. No creature. So anyhow, you can see all the drops in there. And what I want to do, need to do, am going to do, is I'm going to cut little pieces of cardboard that'll fit over every other drop, and then use duct tape to tape them in place so that they don't move around. And that'll put me back on 14-inch rows. The 7-inch row experiment was fun. It was interesting, but I don't have enough combine. And that was the pits crawling along out there last year, trying to get the right speed to be able to get the material on the platform auger coming up the feeder housing at the right consistency. And then I had kind of an annoying crop. Sound like a tree breaking and falling. Yep. But I don't want to do 7-inch rows again. Maybe after I get the weed issue conquered and the fire ant issue. The biggest problem with it was I could not see the ground. And the fire ants out there in that field, you take up a fire ant mound and that's not fun at all. In fact, that's really bad. Now I got to go remember what I did with the cardboard. I know I got a stack of cardboard somewhere to cut and do that with. And then I got to move the chains. The drag chains are just not barely long enough. When I spread them out to have a chain on each piece, I actually needed to go buy some. But I made it work like that. But once I decide which side to start taping off, I'll move the chains and get them back to where they're actually long enough to drag and cover the seed up like it's supposed to. And there's a grease fitting over here. That's on the coupler where it engages and disengages the drive, so I need to grease that. And then I like to spray WD-40 all over this stuff here where it has to move. But a little service on the grain drill to get it ready for this year. Turned into a rather nice afternoon. Well, let's see if we can go find the cardboard.